Hi everyone, it's Diane. I think we're going to do a little stamping today, but I want to talk about that milk crate that I had all these different pouches. We started organizing them on a video, and then I ended up with 3 pouches that I said were all for collage, but I didn't know what the differences were. So the other night I got to go through them and I figured out what each pouch was supposed to be for. So I'm going to show you what we have in that milk crate. We have this set of rings with these divided pages for strips. So these are strips that are ready-made to be strips. K & Company and Anna Griffin. Because I got these at a flea market or a thrift store one time. A lot of Anna Griffin ones. And I still have a few K & Company. So I have those. Also, there's the big bag that has the coffee dyed and the Rit dyed paper, just full sheets of paper. And this sleeve has just cut off strips from scrapbook paper for when I need a strip. So we had already looked at those. What else did we look at? This is the coffee dyed paper that is larger, so I can back it onto journal cards. So the printed side would not show. This side would show. So it could be journal cards. And I did have this pouch, which is the smaller pieces of coffee dye paper. So this would probably be used for stamping on. So I don't get into it that much. And I have some other things that are for stamping on. So that's what I want to do some stamping with, this and other things I'm going to show you. So the other pouches were these 3. And I sorted them out again so they're divided the way they should be. This is all collage stuff. Lots of fun stuff in there for collage. This is things I want to make things with. So it could be these pages from a book. And I remember saving these pages because I thought they were so cool. Because of the text, it's landscape and the text is divided. And I thought that would make a really cool floating pocket or a booklet, or even a page in a journal. So I kept this separate from all my other book pages so I could work with it, and then I forgot about it. And there are just these kind of scraps that I would stamp on those, but I don't want them with the coffee dye. So these are things I want to make things with, embossed pieces and dyed pieces, colored pieces, and things out of old dictionaries. Like these, I love these kind of etchings or ink drawings. So I want to make something with these. So that's what this pouch is. And I need to get on this because there's no sense keeping it if I'm not going to use the stuff, right? I'm going to label this things to make with. And then this will be collage. I might replace the pouch because it's torn. And then this one is also for collage or to just, tear and glue on a page, but it's all kind of grungy. So this calendar was in here. If I had been looking for this calendar, because I love using pieces of this, if I had thought about it and said, where's that calendar? I want to use it. I wouldn't have known where to look, but it's in here. I've got some really wonderful pages in here. Vintage grungy pages from an old school book. That's part of that calendar. I love tearing parts of these off and making things with it, decorating pages. And there's something really unusual in here too. Some more children's school book pages. There's an old letter. But this is, I got this at a flea market last year, and it was a bridge, like a card table cover. I didn't have the cover. It had this paper that came, it was a big paper that was wrapped around the cover. Well, actually I did have the cover because it had writing on the cover, and anyway, I have pieces of it, so I keep it in here so I can tear pieces off it. I think it's really cool, don't you? And some very fragile ledger, crumpled up and fragile and torn. So just grungy collage elements and some coffee dyed tracing paper. So I'm just going to label this grungy. And I have grungy stuff on my bookshelf. I've got grungy books and grungy things like this because I didn't know I had this collection. So I'm going to go through those and combine some of the grungy stuff together. I've got to get this room organized so I don't have things in multiple places. And this was the last pouch in the bag, in the crate. Did we do this on the video? Or did I show it to you? I don't think so. Maybe. It is wallpaper or wrapping paper pieces. So I have a drawer with wrapping paper pieces in it that I can use as pages, but I didn't want it being all cluttered up with the scraps. So I had put those in there. So now, in addition to this, I was going through those pouches to finish. Here's what I was going through. These boxes that are under the L shape of the table, the L leg of the table, I sorted those out. I had 2 boxes like this. So this one has the dyed paper, or like painted paper. So some of it is like under paper, or I laid my stencil over on it, and some of them I deliberately painted with stencil, sprayed inks and stuff. So those are all painted papers, and then these are pieces of file folder because I love to stamp on file folder pieces. So that's what's in this box. And this box is a fun one. It has things that I could use for fun and interesting covers or pages. Music book covers. And this is from one of those inter-office folder envelopes. It's just a part of one, and I have 2 pieces of it. More music book paper or covers. A little paperback book cover. I thought that would be a fun page in a journal, but it's in here because it's a cover. This is a music manuscript paper cover. So quite a few covers, more than I thought I had. And then I have these interesting old, what is it stuck on? Oh, that's a music book cover too. But I have interesting old folders and file dividers. So this is computation book. That's a cover from it. I had the pages. So that's just a really neat cardboard, so it could be a good base for something. And then this is a notebook cover, dividers for binders, more divider pages, and small divider pages. So these are just interesting things that I could create with. They could be either pages or covers, or I could cut them and make tags with them. Like an old notebook cover. You can tell they're vintage. So that's what this box is. And some more divider. I think they might have been in a collection of records. One of the cases that you would put 45 records in. 45 RPM. Not a number, not 45 records. You know what I'm saying. Okay, so I do have 2 more boxes down there to sort out, but it's chipboard and the hanging file folders and Tyvek, all things I use to make covers. And the other box is stencils. So I just need to organize them, put them back on the right rings. So all of that to say that I want to do some stamping on file folders. If you notice that I am talking differently, that I sound different, I'm going to address that as I do some stamping. So these are more dyed papers. Oh, I'm going to put this in with the cover, the box that has all of the file folder covers, music cover, you know, the one we just looked at. I'm going to put these in there. I've got little mini envelopes. I found these when I was sorting through something, and I have a Scrapistry video coming up that I have to plan using envelopes, so I'm going to keep those out for that. And these are just dyed paper scraps, file folder scraps. Now, it's ridiculous to keep all the file folder scraps that I have. I just don't like throwing them away because they're so fun to stamp on. So I figured I would do some stamping sessions and then sort things out. And how would you feel about me making things with my scraps and my stamps? Pretty simple stamped pieces, and then putting bundles together in my shop. Is that something you'd be interested in? Because I love making things with my stamps and my scraps. These are the master boards. I cut them up. So I'm not going to do anything with these today. They will be turned into tags and pockets and things like that. These are blank index cards. So I'm just going to do some stamping. I got out, if you remember, I recently did my State of the Craft Room address, and I mentioned this box that was on top of one of the bookshelves. And it has stamps in it, little boxes of stamps. And these are clear stamps. And I thought, well, instead of just going to the Tim Holtz, those big sets of stamps that I have from Tim Holtz and Lorna Taylor and Sam Poole, all those stamp sets that I love, let's get this down and see what's in here that I can work on. I've got some stamps I forgot about here. So I'm going to open it up, and the first stamp set here is Mushrooms and More. And I thought that would be a fun one to start with. So it's got this mushroom set, which I think I got from Etsy. Not sure. Maybe it was from Amazon. Mood Tape, I guess, is the name of the company. Transparent stamps. And then there's a Hampton Art set too, but they're all in here. I don't know which one goes with which. Hampton Art clear stamps. So let's just get out all of these and let's play. Okay, for this set, I think I'll get out some earthy colors, of course. I have a Shady Lane, a green, Fallen Leaves. These are VersaFine Clear. Pine Cone. I'll put the browns together. Rainforest. And I think I need a red, tulip red, because some mushrooms have red on them, and they're the fun ones to play with in collaging. Acorn. And Golden Meadow. Okay, and I have Stampin' Up! Inks too if I want a different color. And I'll get out some blocks. Okay, this should be enough. And what are we going to make? Let's just take one of these. I love using these edges from a file folder and making fun things with them. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it here and have this part. I'll round this corner. Might not be a good set unless I turn it this way. Oh, this could be good. Turning it this way could be good. This has probably the Latin word. Yeah, it's just got some writing there for looks. I don't think you're supposed to be able to read it. I can put some mushrooms here. And what does this say? Aphrodisiac. It's just writing for looks. Okay, let's just start. All right, so while I stamp, you know, if you watch my channel all the time, like some of you do, you know that I've been going to the dentist a lot, and it started several months ago. I said I had some dental surgery to do. And it's not anything I really wanted to talk about, but it's pretty apparent when I do my videos because it has changed the way I speak. And then my appointment today really changed the way I sound when I speak. And I hope it's just temporary. I hope it's going to get better. But what happened is I've always had soft teeth, and all through my adult years, at some point I started having teeth extracted, and it came to the point where I had what do you call it, like a partial dental plate. And then I had to, about 10 years ago, I had to have a full denture on top. And then I had a partial on the bottom, which hurt. It always hurt. It made sores in my mouth. So I didn't wear it a lot, even though it was expensive. And then my more recent, months ago, dental surgery was to remove the remaining teeth. And so then I had to have a temporary plate, temporary denture, and I still had my upper, and it changed the way I talk, which I think you probably noticed. And they were making a new set, both upper and lower, so that they would match color-wise and bite-wise. So I had to wait till the healing changed. Your bones reshape themselves, and of course the gums are all swollen for a while, and it takes months for it all to settle in. So I was finally healed, and so I went today to get my new dentures, and I talk with a lisp, and I hate it, but that's the way it is. And they told me it would get better, so I hope. I don't know how it can, but I hope it does. But it looks better. It's a better color. And they changed it, they fixed it so that I thought that my denture that I had on the upper stuck out, which I didn't really notice until I saw myself in pictures, and I thought it just sticks out a little too much. And my daughter didn't think it did, but she notices a difference because he corrected that. He noticed it. The dentist said that they protruded a little bit, and I was really glad that he could see that, so he corrected that, and now it looks better. So I'm happy with the way it looks, not happy with the way it sounds, but it feels good, and I can chew better. So we're making progress, and like, it's kind of embarrassing to talk about, but because you can all hear it, I'm wondering what is going on with me. That's why I addressed it, and that's all I will say about it right now. So now I'm going to just add this word. It says mushroom. Has something else on it too. Maybe I'll be able to read it after I stamp it. Figure 3, 2.3, figure 2.3 mushroom. That's cool. Everybody is sweltering, not just in the United States. If you live in the United States and you are not in the heat wave, let me know. I don't know if any parts of the country are not suffering with the heat right now. And I told myself I wasn't going to talk about the heat, but I'm just going to say right now, it's hot in here. And that's all I'll say about that. I'm going to ink around this and then see if I need to add anything else to it. I'm thinking maybe I might have to go get a different stamp set, something that would add a little texture to the background. I'm going to use one of my Stampin' Up! Inks. I have Sahara Sand. It's a light color. Just to add a little bit of texture here and there. I think that was just what it needed. This could be just an embellishment on a page edge with the tab sticking out, or it could be a little tiny tuck spot. It could be part of a cluster. And now I can do the other piece. Did I hit I think I probably hit the tripod. I moved my chair forward. Let's do some ferns this time. So the ferns might have been the Hampton Arts clear stamps. This is probably the set. Yeah, this set right here. These are already collaged. The fern ones are. This is like a mixed media texture looking stamp. So I haven't been home much today. So I haven't done any organizing or crafting. This is my first time being in here, and I should be organizing, but I want to make a video. I met a friend for breakfast at a local diner. And then I had my dentist appointment. Then I had about an hour. And I did a little, not organizing, but cleaning up my table, putting things away. That's so tedious. It takes so long to sort everything into. They were things that I got out to craft with, you know. I think I will stamp this on something and then layer it on top, because that's a little darker than I wanted, but that's good. I'm gonna go with it. So let's think in here I have some sheer papers. So then I was just down here sorting and putting things away from crafting projects, and then I had my lunch. And then my daughter and I went to get our nails done. See my patriotic nails? That was my version. It doesn't cost any more than the normal to do this one different colored nail. But my daughter got ombre, red, white, and blue nails, which is really pretty, but it costs a lot more. So I was okay with what I got. Let's do this in, do I have a dark green? Let's do it in Shady Lane. Good thing about doing it on the clear paper is if I don't like it, I can just do it on a different paper. If I don't like the shade. Oh, that looks nice. Let's see if it looks good on that. It does. I love it. Gotta let that dry. I think it goes that way, because this writing is right side up if it's that way. Let's do the other fern piece. So we got her nails done, and then she needed to go to Walmart to pick up some things. It's just down the road from the nail salon, so I went in there with her. I don't mind. We always have a good time when we're together. So I got home at 4 o'clock. So I don't have a lot of time to play today. But tomorrow, I hope I get to play. I get to clean and organize is what I need to do. And I really want to have some time dedicated to organizing, getting started on the fabric. Won't that be good? If you saw my craft room tour, you know that desperately needs to be done. I did have my fabric organized, but then, you know, getting more and getting stuff out and using it and not putting it back has just made a mess. But I've bought more fabrics at the flea markets this year. So it's just, it needs to be gone through. I think we'll go this way. That little notch at the top. That looks nice. I smeared the ink. This is not absorbent, so I'm going to try to dry it with my heat gun. Okay, so I'm going to use Live, Love, Laugh ink. And maybe found, because you're out in the woods and you found some ferns. It's hard to read it, and I'm going to put this on top of it, but it does add some more depth to the piece. And I think I'll put this on top of the tissue paper. See, it'll take me forever to go through that pile of scraps that want to be stamped on. I think it needs something round on it. Oh, put it in the wrong ink. That's okay. It's just a light brown there now. Okay, got 2 pieces done. Let's try something else. Wait, what is this? I think it's, yeah, it's a strawberry plant. Let's do it on this paper. I don't think I ever used that. Life is sweet. That's perfect. I'm going to back that with some cardstock. I might have to move the tripod to open that drawer. Nope. That's why I keep kicking it, because it's further over this way than normal. Okay, I'm going to put this red card behind it. Now, I think I would like to get out some of these papers, the coffee dyed papers. I'll move these aside till I get a chance to clean them and put them away neatly. Okay, the mushroom, the nature set, Mushrooms and More, was the very first one here, and the next one is Office and Art. So this is Crafting Forever by Stampin' Up. And There's also a paper clip that I had from another set, and 2 pointing fingers. I don't know why they're in there. I think they belong somewhere else, but they're there. So let's get something smaller. Okay. I don't know if I've ever used this set. It's supposed to have Made with Love stamp and the twine around the clothespin. I don't know what happened to them. Crafting forever, housework whenever. I think I have these stamps in with my word stamps. This one will work. Life is better with friends. I think it's not easy to find a quote that would be vertical. This is the stamp that goes with Live, Laugh, Love. It had those 2 sets. It had 3 different words and they fit on that. But sometimes I just stamp it and leave them blank. Let's see, what do we have to add to that side? Will that fit? It might. Let's try it. And if it doesn't, well, I've just wasted a scrap of paper. It says kindness matters. It fits. Oh. What do I do with the scissors? The stamp. Where are you, scissors? Must have stuck to the bottom of something. Yep. They're very sticky. So I'm going to stamp this in black, and then I'm going to stamp the paper clip like as a background. This is Smoky Slate. It's a good word to try to pronounce when you feel like you're lisping. Are you going to stick? No, it wants to fall off. Don't want it dropping down onto the table and leaving marks, or onto the paper and leaving marks. It's pretty cute. I'm going to look for cardstock pieces that would add some color behind them. This needs something else behind it too. It's crying out for color. That helps. I'm going to leave it just this big, leaving that big flower there. Okay, well, we got 6 pieces done today. We have this one. I like that one. That one. It's kind of hard to see the fern. These can go together as a set. And the strawberry plant. And I have this one that I can do another one similar to that. But tomorrow If I get to stay home all day, I am going to be organizing down here. So I've got to get this all cleaned up before I go to bed tonight. It won't take long. It's just stamps and inks. I can get that all put away. All the stamps go right in here, except for that one set that I got for texture. So anyway, yeah, I'll get all this cleaned up so I'm ready to come down here fresh and start organizing tomorrow. So I'll see you in the next video. I'll let you know how my progress goes with the organizing. Have a creative day. Bye.